Alright guys, so welcome to today's video. In today's video we will work on our anime Battlegrounds game right here. So I haven't worked on this one for a pretty long time now, and I think that the time has come to continue to work on this one. Okay, so we have left off with the Infinite Tsukiyomi, as far as I can remember. So we are going to continue the work on that one. And the thing which we're going to work on in today's episode is, of course, to finish this move. And there are still some things missing, so let me just show you the move currently. So basically, there is this player, or there is this enemy, which is being detected, and then the enemy just hangs around, or hangs on this cross, okay? And I have already told that I still want to create some Itachis right here, which is stab him with a sword, with a dagger, whatsoever. So they just stab him, and he receives damage with each stab. Okay, so that's the idea of that move. Now, let me try to recreate this, and in order to do so, we need to wait. Character. Wait, where are the characters? Yeah, there we go. So we need to have this Itachi model right here. So let me clone this dummy, and let me call it Itachi Mod. Let me call it Itachi Stabber. So, now let me move everything right here inside of this dummy. Okay, maybe not the hair. Alright, so let's move him inside of here, and there we go. Let's remove the face. There we go, so that's our Itachi model. Now, make sure that the display distance type is set to none, otherwise you have to, yeah, deal with this name right here. Now, we need to create the sharp object, okay? So that could be a knife, that could be something else, so it actually depends on you. Since we do not want to make things too detailed, I'm just gonna add this wedge. So I'm basically just going to attach this one onto his hand, and that is going to be the object which this Itachi is going to stab with, okay? So, move it to the hand. Okay, then move it inside of this dummy, this Itachi stabber dummy. Make sure that cancel is false, and that anchor is false as well. Where is it? Yeah, it is false. Now add a weld constraint inside of here. And make sure that part 0 becomes your right hand, and part 1 is this object right here. Basically, this weld right here, it just ensures that this object right here is attached to something, okay? So that it does not fall off. And in our case, it is attached to the right hand. So part 0 is always the part you're attaching the part 1 onto. Means if part 0 is your hand and part 1 is this object, the sharp object right here, you're attaching the sharp object to this hand. Okay. Now, let's get rid of this enum saves, and let's move him inside of this replicated storage. Now, let's go inside of this moves tab, and as you can see, we are just creating everything, so he's hanging on the cross, and we should create 2 Itachis at this point, so I'm gonna create a loop which only loops 2 times, and then I'm gonna clone this Itachi right here. For each loop means we are cloning Itachi 2 times at the end, because this loop runs twice. So Itachi Stabber equals get service replicated storage. Basically, we have to refer to this Itachi Stabbers thing. So Itachi Stabber clone. Now, put him inside of the workspace. And now we have to differentiate. So if I is 2 and if I is 1 and if I is not 1 means is 2. So the difference in between here is that each Itachi, so we have 2 in total, and each of them is going to have a different position. So they are, of course, going to be in front of the cross, but they're not going to stand on the same spot, okay? So one is going to stand at the left, the other one's going to stand at the right, you know, so that's the idea behind of it. And we have to determine that the first Itachi is going to stand on the right side maybe or on the left side, so it does not actually depend, but he just needs to stand on one of the sides so that the second one can stand on the other side. So that's the idea in those if clauses right here. So Itachi stabber, humanoid root part, C-frame equals cross C-frame. Now, so that's a tricky part actually. Let's just experiment around a little. So I'm not sure if this is going to work out right away, but we'll see. Okay, we'll see, guys. I'm not sure. Okay. Yeah, so as you can see, we're totally wrong. Wait, so let me forget about the rotation, because the rotation is actually making things more harder at this point. More hard. Come on! As you can see, this is how it looks like. Wait, so if I change this, what is going to happen? Come on! Okay. So this one basically determines whether our Itachi is staying right or left. And increasing this to maybe 5, or I don't know. So increasing this should... Okay. Oh, I see. So now gets clear to me. So put a minus in front of here, and now I still have to think about it. So this has to be 45, while this has to be 180, I think. But I'm not sure. We'll see. Okay. It is better than before, but it is not perfect yet, you know. 135 maybe. That should work. Let's see. There we go. Finally. So we have finally managed to do it. Now, the last thing which is missing is that we have to create the stabbing animation, so that is pretty easy. Let's create one. So create new stabbing anim. Make sure that the animation priority is set to action, and we of course are going to work with the right arm only, because the right arm is holding the sharp object, you know, so do not forget about that. Wait. Okay, so the animation actually looks pretty funny, but wait. Yeah, so let's export this one. So publish to Roblox, stabbing anim, copy the ID. I'm gonna paste it inside of here. And now copy this code, because this code is responsible to create an animation inside of the hit person, but in this case we want to put this animation inside of our Itachi stabber. And yeah, just update the animation ID with the ID we have now received. And there we go. So now we should be stabbing the guy which has been hit. Okay, so the animation could be better, of course, but it is doing its purpose. Wait, let me just quickly export everything for the thumbnail. Okay, so the last thing which is missing is the damage, okay? So how are we going to do that? Let's create another loop. We're going to loop 10 times at this point, and we are going to add some random amounts of seconds to wait. So basically, a random amount in between 0 and 2 seconds. So 1 to 20, so we are basically receiving or getting so we are picking out or generating a new number in between 1 and 20, and we are dividing this number by 10. So we are not able to, or we are probably able to do that, but we're not able to do that within this math random. Okay, so you are not able to generate random decimal numbers within this math random, other than generating normal numbers, so such as these, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, okay, and then dividing those by 10 to put them in decimal numbers. Okay, so that's a way to bypass this. Okay, so basically 0.122 seconds. So that's basically the time span in which a random number is being generated for each time. So we are looping 10 times, and for each time we are generating a new number from 0.1 to 2 seconds. Okay, and each time we are dealing damage to this guy right here, which is hanging. So the humanoid take damage. Wait, have we? Okay, no, we haven't. Yeah, math random 1 to 5. Okay, now let's see if this has worked. Okay, it works fine. We should clear things up at this point. So, well, let me just change this to 10 actually, or to 15, or to 2. I'm not sure, guys. But so the idea stays the same. So if you want to edit this, then go ahead. Okay, you can edit it if you want to. It's just about the idea, to understand the idea behind it. Now let's clear up everything. So let's unanchor him, and let's stop the loader. Let's delete the animation, and game debris, add item, Itachi stabber after well, 12 seconds. Okay, cross destroy. So we're now clearing everything up. Let's test this for a final time to see if it has worked. Okay, there he goes. He's receiving damage, and now he's free. Those Itachis are still there, but they should be destroyed later. Okay. So the problem at that point is that this right here is randomized, and we are leaving this loop. Therefore, we are not able to directly refer to those Itachi stabbers, but there's still a way to do this. So we could add a table right here, and we could fill this table with Itachi stabbers. So stabbers plus 1, or just I, okay, would work as well. or ivy in pairs, stabbers, do v destroy. So what have we done at this point? So we have this empty table right here, and at the end of each loop right here in which we create an Itachi stabber, we are putting this Itachi stabber inside of the table. Okay, so we are filling this table with all of those stabbers we have, so 2 in total. So this table is going to hold 2 Itachi stabbers at the end. Now at the end right here, where we clear up everything, means we make the enemy. So we unanchor the enemy, we are destroying all of the animation stuff, we are destroying the cross, and so within this process, we are also looping through this table, and we are destroying every content of that table. And as I've told you, the content is, of course, or the content consists of those Itachi stabbers. Therefore, those are gone as well at that point. Let's see if it works. It should work now. There are, of course, some effects missing. So the sound is missing, for example. You could also create some cool effects. So if you want to do that, go ahead. So this only shows you the basics, of course, because I'm not here to create the whole game for you. So I'm just gonna give some kind of direction, and you can just, yeah, continue the way if you want to. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If so, leave a like, subscribe, share this video with all of your friends, leave me feedback in the comment section, guys. Take care and see you in the next episode.